What up? Good morning, y'all. Yes. Yes. Here's our best comment from last video right there. I don't know, like a 6 out of 10 maybe. Anyways, we left off, we started it last time, and that's literally where we left it. The doors are closed right now, and I can smell race gas in here, which is an awesome smell. We're gonna start by changing out this balancer. Unfortunately, we still do not have the turbo, so we can't build the turbo, but we're gonna start buttoning up everything that we can in anticipation for having the turbo in the next couple days, so we should have it by the end of this video at least. I have an ATI super damper here. We're gonna replace our stock truck one with that. We're still waiting on our dash 16 fittings and lines for these, and we have to build a custom tank for it as well, but let's get started with this. So this one does come as 2 pieces here, and we did buy the one that has the truck spacing on it. Because we're only running the alternator and this bracket was built for truck spacing, it was easier just to buy one that was already truck spaced, because just waiting on the belt now to join those up. I'm not even gonna lie, and you might suspect me for lying, but I'm not lying. These chips out of the pulley were here when I first got it, and I put it on here being like, I don't even care if this engine blows up. And it didn't, but there is huge chips out of this. I don't know if it's gonna cause out of balanceness. This is too heavy. I don't think that little tiny bit was gonna cause much. I need to take a picture of this because you do need an SFI damper technically to race. I just have a folder on my phone, SFI numbers, and then I got the ones here, here, and there. Pedal housing, flywheel, balancer. It's the next day. I figured it out. I needed a longer M16 bolt to put that crank pulley on, so I'm just gonna leave it for now. I'm not gonna mess with it too much. What I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna weld the bungs in a radiator because they showed up today. I got 2 dash 16 bungs, some bungs. I will get that ready to build lines. Tokyo and Dan are actually in Edmonton right now. They met up with Nick from Black Sheep Industries, who is also our VS Racing dealer in Canada. So they picked up our 3 turbos and they picked up all the piping that I'm gonna need because Nick also sells piping. So we have most of all our fab materials coming back today. Unfortunately, I have to go back to work tomorrow, but I can kind of pick at it after work while I'm working. But it's the right direction for getting things done. What the? Why is that pipe half hanging off the side here? Why couldn't you put it in the center more? Come on. We gotta grind this one off. And then this might actually be too small because that fitting's actually pretty big. That would weld in there pretty good at the top, but I think I'm gonna cut it down further and weld it there. We cut this piece off and we cut the big piece off on this side. This was our fill point before and our highest point for our vent. Because this is laying flat, we have to remote mount that now and put a radiator cap somewhere else. So it goes from dash 16 and it's gonna go into this can that I'm gonna build. And then in that can, the radiator cap's gonna be, and it's gonna be the highest point of the engine, and then the dual dash 10s from the water pump are actually gonna go into that. It's nice to be welding again. We have our number 12 cup on our welder right now. We cannot use this for aluminum, so we have to swap it out for our number 7 or number 8 cup. I don't know the specific reason why you can't use this, it just doesn't work. I just keep all my TIG welding stuff in here. I don't have a ton of room for another bench specifically for TIG welding, so I just kind of keep it in this piece right here. Got a bunch of like bigger cups that we've never used yet either. This is like dash 16. Not dash 16, it's just a 16 cup, number 16. We're using a number 6 lens on our aluminum. It's just this long stubby one, and then CFH on your bottle is usually double the size of the cup. So we'll run like 12 CFH for aluminum with this number 6 cup. Alright, this one welded on great. This one, I actually had to turn the camera off because I was swearing and cursing at it because it just, pardon my language, but it was so fucked. I think it was too contaminated. I'm gonna cut it off again. I'm gonna try again. It's got, like, I can't ever put this on my car. It looks like absolute garbage. I'm gonna cut that one off, try again. If it doesn't work, I'll build a plate and I'll weld to that and I'll get another dash 16 bung, but that is certainly not going on the car. Well, we managed to save it, but it did come out like garbage because our fitting wasn't perfectly round. It might be a tiny pinhole, but I don't think so. It's still hot in there. But they're both welded on. We got 16 in, 16 out now. Perfect. All right, next up on my idea of wacky things. This is our factory crank bolt right here. It is too short to pull the pulley on. So what I did was I found a bolt that had the same threads. I think this was like a shock bolt out of the old Mustang. It's the only one I could find. You can see how much shorter it is. So this part, this shoulder actually goes through the balancer. It's not big enough. So I put a bolt and a washer here. And now our bolt is that long. So let's see if that will pull the balancer on. What I did, I just welded one bolt to the other. It might not be perfectly centered, but let's just see what happens with it anyways. With this ATI damper, I didn't mark top dead center on it. I know it has the markings for TDC on it. This one doesn't have markings for TDC on it, I don't think. But the crank isn't pinned anyways, so I'm not sure if I should worry about it. I'm just gonna toss it on for now. I've never actually checked timing in this car, but there really is no adjustment on these. You can't adjust the bottom crank sprocket and you can't adjust the top crank sprocket or cam sprocket. So we'll toss it on, see what happens maybe. This is definitely past my threshold of knowledge, so I'm just gonna toss it on for now. I know I should find top dead center and do it, but don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious. So far, not so good. Oh, you know what it is? I have to grind down this shoulder because it's bottoming out on the crank because the crank is hollow for this far. Oh yeah, I gotta ground down this bolt head right here because this is bottoming out on the crank right now because the crank is, the threads must be really far back in that crank. Holy. Alrighty, take two. It's definitely screwing in. There we go, bottom out. See if our bolt holds together. Screwing in! I think. Bam, it's on there. Look at it. Fresh, clean, not like my sneakers. Now, Miss V, Miss Alien Trash Kitty, the one that's been in the thumbnails all the time, she's actually gonna come out here and help. And the first clip is gonna be me smacking her bum bum. Wait for it. Okay, turn around. Boop. I told him the next clip was gonna be a butt. Oh,
butt clip.
I like your Dan DD Speed Shop outfit here.
What are you talking about?
All he wears is flip-flops in the garage.
Oh, twins.
Twinsies.
I think every time I come out here, I'm in these flip-flops, so.
Yeah, probably. Maybe. So, first things first, those brackets over there, I painted them. They can go on the radiator. Okay. And the radiator can be mounted. Then they go on on the outsides of this radiator here. And then they get these right here.
Which direction? With the tab on that side or the tab on this side?
The tab goes flat.
Yeah, obviously flat, but that side or this side is
this
what I
side,
was
yeah.
asking. Okay.
You mount that radiator with our new bungs. You like our bung holes?
Wow.
Wow.
That's a nice bung hole.
Let me get that good lighting though. That good. Get the angles and stuff. Bam. Right next to the bag of garbage here too.
Nice.
Where you belong. Woo! I'm just kidding. I joke.
Are you actually though?
I don't know. Do I still get BJs if I'm not joking?
You don't get any BJs if you're not joking.
Okay. I'm sorry. It was a joke.
Okay, BJs.
I actually just mounted this little line right here. I measured it right, but I couldn't push it on all the way, so I didn't measure right technically. Actually, what I was going to do was I was going to pin up this line. So it lays down.
Like this is top side, obviously, because
yes.
that's where you f***ed it up last time.
Yeah, of course. It wasn't me.
Sure it wasn't. Sure it wasn't me.
And then I'll grab one of these.
Sure. Put your bolts in my hole.
I probably should put washers on these, but this is probably gonna have to come out again. So. Oh, we put these on backwards. My bad.
I asked you which way they went.
No, they went this way, but see how this one it's hitting this plug right here? There's actually a hole in this other one that goes around that plug.
Oh, you so smart telling me to put it on the wrong way.
That was my mistake. It wasn't your mistake.
That's why I said you're so smart.
It's because I'm a mistake. Rude. You find it cold in here at all?
No? Why is it cold?
It's not cold to you in here?
What?
I find it a little chilly.
Is he really? I'm all sad.
Yes, now it should fit on. Yes. Oh, let me put in the hole.
No, get out of
Please.
here. Spit on it. Ew, weird.
I'm giving this to you.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, let's see if we can line up the other one now. Well, that one doesn't even line up close. There it goes. Whoa! You just drilled my butthole.
I did drill your butthole.
I just stuck it anyways.
Ooh.
My paint! I just painted that.
Okay.
Alright. Now, we should have some fittings in this box over here. I just want to put them on to see kind of how the line's going to be routed. One of these ones. That straight one goes in the water pump.
Sorry. I thought it was on the first
So most of
time.
these water pumps actually have an outlet on both sides where you can put one here or over there and just plug the other side. Ours does not have one here.
No side.
So it has to go on that side. And then, because this hose is junk anyways, you can just see if it bends kind of. So it has to go in that one and then come across to here. It won't go in there, I don't think. I was just going to hold it in spot. Oh my god, that's going to be the worst line I've ever made in my life.
Yeah.
Okay, we can point that all the way down though.
Why do you want it all the way down? Because then it'll be stupid.
Oh yeah, it'd be way stupid.
You'd almost have to have it like out to the side if you're gonna curve it, but if you were to put a 90 here,
Then
at least you could, well no, a 90 would be like right here, you could get it to come out and go that way, but I don't know, that's better than the other one.
explain it, lady.
Explain what?
You gotta figure it out. You fingered it out.
I know, I only just suggested, because he was saying that we couldn't really run the hose to the front anyways because the fan needs to sit in front of the radiator, so then I just suggested running it underneath. And it seems like with the 45 on this side and the 90 on that
So
side,
grab that hose there.
we'll be able to do that.
So it's gonna go 45 off that and then down along where like the steering rack is, and then it's gonna come up to this 90 right here.
Yeah.
And then you won't even see it at all, which would be kind of nice. And then it's out of the way of everything. We could build a nice fan. And then the other one, unfortunately, I don't know if it's gonna work because this piece here, I think if 45 hits that, we might need to buy another 90. It's actually pretty heavy for a bunch of plastic. Oh yeah, it looks like it's just barely gonna fit.
Does it go on the top or where
Yeah, it sits on the top there.
So like it might fit to have a 45 right?
Yeah, look, we just might have to trim this piece a little tiny bit right there. It'll come straight along this frame rail and then up into the bottom of a tank. I'll probably mount right here somewhere with our radiator cap right there. And that way these two just have to go from here into that tank and then from the tank into here, and then we can have the pressurized cap there, which will be our highest spot. It'll be easy to drain, or easy to get our coolant level right to the top. I think that's the plan. I got another job for you too, actually.
What's that?
It involves a blow.
Wait, what?
But for reals, I have a job. This is our shifter that we'll be using in the car. This one was for a power glide, so it's 2-speed. It only shifts twice. This is first, second, and there's no third. So what we have to do is we have to take this plate off, and we have to put another plate on there.
Okay. Where'd that one come from?
This is the one that came out of my blue Mustang.
That's supposed to be for my Mustang!
Yeah, I'll have to order, you still get the whole shifter and everything, we just have to order another plate.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
gonna use this one for now. But yeah, it looks to be the same. You can see all the teeth here. They all match up except for right here. It stops on this one. And this one has an extra little thing. That's for your next gear. So it goes here. So first, second, like normal on that one. And then one more gear.
Sure.
So it's just these E-clips right here. And these screws. And then this plate comes off, goes on that one. So while you do that, I'm going to take this thingamajiggy
This is our old coolant flow overflow. That was on this radiator. It was just sitting right here. I found that this 2.5 wasn't enough volume, so I'm actually going to cut the top off it, and we're going to use it for right here. Yeah, we're just going to cut the tip off, like right below that weld right there, I think. Will be a good spot. We'll weld a new plate on the top, and then put the new cap on top of that. And we'll just save the rest of it. And then we'll put a 16 bung on the bottom and 2 10s in the side once we figure out exactly where it needs to go. To the bandsaw.
She's done, baby.
Oh, you quick. You quick.
Yeah, I work quick, boy.
I can confirm this. Also, look everyone, I moved my guides in. They're like 5 inches apart now. It's all the way maxed out on this one and almost all the way maxed out on that one. You're welcome.
Tell me what you just used as a center punch.
She was hustling me. This was my center punch right here, this dull star screwdriver, and this was what I was using as a hammer.
Oh my.
And it wasn't working very good because it was bouncing all over the place. So this, I hit like 4 different spots right there.
Wow, baby.
I lost my center punch. I don't know what to do with it. I'll just cry in the corner, I guess.
Look at all those markings. Which one are you gonna use?
Ah, hammered.
It's not even the hammer part. It's the fact that you were using a screwdriver. I guess a hammer helps me better.
It still doesn't work very good though. I don't have our actual radiator cap yet, so I'm not going to weld a piece on the top. I'm just going to get this mounted in kind of where I think it's going to go, which is somewhere around here. And I just want the top of it to be just a little bit higher than the cylinder head, just so I know for sure that the whole thing is filled with coolant. But right there, it doesn't look like it's going to intrude too much. This, we might have to end up getting a 90-degree fitting just to go this way. Mm-hmm. And then maybe even another 90-degree fitting down here to go
back to it?
Yeah, I might end up having to buy 2 90-degree fittings just to finish this off. Yep.
There it is. That's why I was taking you so long to drill that.
I didn't want to push it too hard because I'm notorious for snapping drill bits off. Notorious, but I tell you.
It's called infamous. You're infamous for snapping drill bits off.
Cracking them right off. Curious on how I'm going to do this now, because both of these lines have to go into here. Like this is the size of the hose ends.
It's kind of the same size as your hose end.
Yes.
I honestly think that
you know what else I might be contemplating? That might not be what I thought it was before. That might be a 12. In which case I might be a little bit of foobar here. Because I have all 10 fittings. Yep.
Oh my god, Kyle.
Oh boy. This is bad. I have the fittings, I just don't have the line and stuff for 12-12. Yep, those are definitely -12.
So you placing another Summit order, baby?
No, some would be too late. It'll probably be Performance World. Good thing, like, the radiator can be one of the last things to be finished. The turbo kit is decently more important than that. Before Virginia comes out of the garage here, we did get a big influx of parts here last night. And before I go showing too much, I did sneak a little preview on my Boosted Lifestyle public page on Facebook, but huge shout out to Nick at Black Sheep Industries. He hooked us up. We got some 3.5-inch charge piping. That's what we need to finish off our charge piping. We have some 4-inch stainless for our downpipe.
What's up, whole bag?
Oh, I was doing this before you got out here, but I guess now that you're here.
I wanted to interrupt.
We got this 5-inch Marmon flange, but we're gonna neck it down to 4-inch for the exhaust. We got 4-inch aluminum clamp, 4-inch or 3.5-inch aluminum clamp,
like I said, and then some 2.5-inch stainless. So you have a bunch of fab materials to finish up, what we need to finish up. And now that the alien trash cat is here, we did get some surprises. We did get some TTs.
Is this even gonna fit in your car?
Yes.
Because it looks kind of big for like the thing you just had here yesterday. Are you sure it's gonna fit?
That's gonna fit.
That looks pretty big to fit in that hole.
It's gonna jam. We'll spit on it.
That's what she said.
Did you actually spit on it?
I was going to.
Okay, so we got my new turbo here.
Yeah.
But we also got
my turbo.
your new turbos too. So this one's my new turbo. This is a VS Racing, as you can tell because it's stamped right here in the housing. VS Racing 88-103. So 88 millimeter front wheel, 103 mil back wheel, and it's actually a custom unit because it has a billet center section with ball bearings in it. Nick is actually our VS Racing dealer in Canada, so he helped hook this one up. But this should be a little bit more free-flowing than our 88 mil, or 80 mil that we had before.
That's cool.
Okay, so, and on top of our turbo, Virginia showed up.
Yay.
So these are actually, as you can tell, mirror turbos. Mine goes this way, hers goes that way. And they're also billet wheels. So this is a 67-62, so 67 millimeter front wheel, 62 millimeter rear wheel, which would be kind of small if we just ran one, but running two of them, they should make 1,000 rear wheel horsepower if we want to go that far with it. The only thing limiting us then is probably going to be the block, so if you want to build an engine eventually, you'll be able to max these things out, but for the stock engine, these things should be plenty. They're actually a little tiny bit bigger than Tokyo's turbos because they have the V-band rear housings on them as well, and they've got the billet wheels where Tokyo's are cast. Tokyo's turbos on 18 pounds. They like to party pretty good, but these ones should make power right up to 20-25 pounds for sure. These are for your Fox build now.
Yay!
Which
everybody keeps asking about too. They'll come in the stream and be like, when are you starting the Fox? And I'm like, not until Kyle's race car's done.
So if it wasn't for the fact that there's like 3 weeks left of this race season and I want to get this car done, we probably would have started the Fox build by now. But because there is a slight chance that I might be able to get this car down the track at least once before I store it for the winter, I've kind of been balls deep in Virginia trying to get it done.
That's a lie. He's basically in the garage all the time.
This is true. Boys on OnlyFans getting more action than me.
Basically.
But yes, I've been working really hard trying to get this thing done. And having all this stuff that I can start fabbing the turbo kit is really going to put the pedal to the metal here. So I just finished working my first day shift. I have 2 more day shifts, 3 more night shifts, so I'm going to try and tinker maybe after work sometimes, maybe before work sometimes, and get as much done as I can before my days off, and then hammer it real hard on days off.
You can hammer me real hard on days off.
I can also do that.
For fuck's sake.
My first day off will be Sunday, and you'll be at work, so I'll definitely have tons of time to hammer.
Yeah.
Do you want to hold those both up? Can you even do that?
I don't know.
Put them right where your other TTs are.
Okay, you have to hand me this one though, because I won't be able to maneuver that.
Oh yeah. I love it. That's awesome.
I'm excited for the Fox build, to be honest.
I'm kind of excited for it too. It's going to be a whole new learning experience if we decide to build like a cage and stuff for yours. It's going to be fun, I think.
When you get to school me.
And we're going to try and keep it as much street car-ish as possible, without making it too drag car. Okay, so that's our video. We got our turbos in and our piping. You can see that these things are monsters. Well, mine's a monster. Yours are little babies. But because I don't care how long it takes for mine to spool up, where yours I'd like to be able to drive it on the street some.
Can you take them now, please?
Yes, I guess.
Thank you.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to see them. They're on OF. Peace easy and get that V.